Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. It is that time. It is 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. So it's time for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast with yours truly, Cortez Hustle, my girl, Michelle A. And we're talking before you commit. Man, there are some conversations that you absolutely must have before you commit to a long-term relationship. And we're talking love relationships, but this is also before you commit to a business partner, before you commit to a podcast host, all kinds of stuff, man. You got to make sure that you are asking the right question. So do us a favor, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get ready to kick it.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I am your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A. And we are coming to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life Academy Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a copy of this book absolutely for free so that you can learn how to monetize your life. You got a gift, talent, special ability that God gave you for free, and I want to show you how to turn it into an income stream. All you got to do is go to Monetize My Life Academy /free book, monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book. Link is in the show notes and the description. People, make sure you check that out. We're talking before you commit. What are some of the things you need to be talking about in your relationship before you commit? Comment in the chat. What is one big thing that you knew you had to address before you entered into a committed relationship? We're going to see if that makes our list. Also, comment in the chat where you're from. Let us know if you're building something amazing. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Just don't post any links. We love to give you a free business shout out. And let's get to it. Chalet, how's your week?
Hey, I'm good. Oh, where'd this come from? What do we have here? Oh, now it's probably backwards for y'all. But if it's backwards for you, get your backwards reading game up. That's all I gotta say. All right. That's my message. That's the A word of the day. Learn how to read backwards. It's a great skill. Get more money on your job.
Yeah. It's like ambulance backwards. So put your mirror on so you can turn it straight. That's what you do.
There it is. It's like learning Spanish. Read it backwards. Increase your pay. All right. Don't forget to check out the new book from Michelle A. Who in the heck do you think you are? It's a woman's guide to discovering the key benefits of self-awareness. People, the more self-aware that you are, it expands your insides. And once you expand your insides, you know what it does for your outsides? It makes your outsides explode. People, don't you want to explode your outsides? It expands your outsides. So make sure you check out the book. It's got great information in it. It's for women, but you know what, fellas? You can read it too. Might help you expand your innards as well. So there you go. Pick up the book when you can. Bam.
Miss Diva's Natural Body Products is in the building.
Oh, hey, girl. Hey. Yes, I'm a weekend. Man, the weekend was pretty good. Why be getting here and getting amnesia? I got amnesia. I'm getting, getting amnesia. I'm like, I know I did something this weekend. Outside of being a book slinger, this weekend, what did I do? Wait, I did something. I promise you I did something. What did I do? Gosh darn it. I binge watched some stuff on TV, but that ain't fun. I mean, that's not exciting. This what I did. Now, again, I've been a little slow to move because your girl be. I'll say this. I'm glad but sometimes I don't be glad, but I do be glad. God be using me to like prove a point sometimes. And so, you know, this weekend I got all kinds of situations going on. My car, the Honda was like, this weekend. I'm like, what? Come on, baby, don't do this to me. Breathe. I tried to resuscitate and everything, so I'm gonna have to put her in the hospital. Tomorrow. But so it forced me to binge watch a new show, which was Parking Wars, right? So I don't know why I got into this show, but people are ignorant. That is what I discovered from binge watching Parking Wars or Parking Lot Wars. Anyway, the show that talks about the you know, when folks get the car repoed or when they people have to get parking tickets. First, do you get parking tickets, Cortez? Have you ever had a parking ticket?
I may have had a parking ticket. What's up, Lisa? You talking about those things that look like flyers that I throw away?
You know, advertisements. No, those are not advertisements for your local municipality.
That's not the city trying to get me to buy something.
Yeah,
your freedom. Take those and throw them away.
They're trying to get you to buy your freedom. So, you know what? We should be glad. Now, we always fuss and gripe and moan about St. Louis having to pay personal property tax and blah, blah, blah. Man, all I got to say is don't move back east. Don't move to Philadelphia. Don't move to Detroit. And don't move to New York. Because them jokers, if you get parking tickets built up on your stuff, they will boot your car. They'll hit you. It's a real thing out there. And they hit you with the boot, and they will come and tow. They put the boot on, but if you have so many dollars in parking tickets, they just bypass the boot and come tow you. You know what? You got about $500 worth of parking tickets. We come to get your car. We gonna put on our life.
Evident that you ain't gonna pay. So I'm gonna save my ink and not even write. What I'm gonna do though is use the cell phone and get on this dispatch and call this tow truck. That's what I'm gonna do.
Man, and they was coming to say. And here's where people get ignorant. People get mad when they get parking tickets for doing the wrong thing. This guy, he parked in a no parking zone, and he said he didn't think that he should get a ticket because the sign. Now it was Philly, so somebody vandalized the sign, and the sign came apart at the top and was upside down. So he was trying to tell her it shouldn't be valid because the sign is broken. She said, "Sir, the sign is still visible. It's just upside down. So it shouldn't." So you mean to tell me you should be able to break the law if the sign is upside down? See, we just talked about reading backwards. Reading upside down is another skill. She gave him that ticket. I was like, you should have gave him another ticket for stupidity. Like, but
ignorant too.
Right. It's the things that people think that they should. It's not my fault. And they blame shift. It's your fault. No, you're not accountable. I hate non-accountability. Man, be accountable. When I screw up, I screw up. And anyway, I binge watched that, and that's what I came away with for the weekend is that people are stupid. If you do stuff, own it. I screw up all the time. I just own it.
Listen, there are a gazillion times where you don't get caught. So when you do get caught, you just gotta say, hey, like, dang, I've been parking in loading docks and handicap parking and all kinds of stuff, fire lanes all the time. So if they catch me one time,
dang, y'all got me. Dang, it was a good hustle though. It was good while I lasted. They got me. Becoming an emoji. You know what I'm saying? But that kid mad, want to fight and cuss. I was like, that be hard, man. I'm like, that's it. Last point. I hope people watch stuff back on TV and be like, dang, I really look ignorant. They'd probably be like, have a whole watch party with the family. Look at me clown, y'all. Look, what? I'm giving them business.
I gave them a piece of my mind.
Right. Look, and now look at you.
What you gave them was an indication that you don't have no mind.
You gave away all you had. Stop it. So, real quick on the COVID front, what's it called? The D variant. What's it called? What's the word? Delta. Okay, the Delta variant. They keep saying that it's increasing. Hospital stays. Yada yada. People wear your masks. If you feel like getting vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't want to get vaccinated, stay on people's face. There you go. Okay, I can say it now because my daughter's clear, but one of my daughters had COVID. And I'm like, you wait till the end of the game to get COVID. What the hell you doing?
Trying to start this whole thing back up again.
Right, exactly. Stay away from me. Right. I'm like, you couldn't get it when everybody else had it. Always late somewhere. Show up on time. But so it is still out there. Thank God she didn't get super sick. You know, it was just, it passed. By the time she knew she had it, she was halfway through the symptoms. So I was like, look at here, outbreak. Get somewhere, sit down. But yeah, so just make up your mind what you're gonna do, but just be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is still out there. And if you get around the wrong person, somebody that has a weakened immune system, or somebody like a senior citizen, you might be okay with just a few days in bed, but it could really do damage to somebody else. So just be aware. So, and then
I made up my mind, Michelle. That's why I don't go nowhere. Everything is on delivery. And I made up my mind. I ain't getting no damn shot.
You know,
so
I'm not moving.
Everything is on delivery.
Right. But you know what though? That's responsible. You're like, I'm not doing a shot. And I will be remote every time y'all see me. Hey, we're gonna show up for a live remote, and I'm gonna have like a tablet with you on the screen, like, hey, Cortez said, what's up, y'all?
I'm here. Hey, what's up? St. Louis Podcast in the building.
You'll be like, what's up, world champions? All on the screen. Hey, y'all. I'm done.
All right, now we get to the funnest part of the show. It is time for the Michelle A. Word of the Day. For those of you who are new to the show, this is where Michelle gives us a little bit of an insight into a word or a phrase that has impacted her life. And we also have Michelle's boyfriend who's going to introduce the Michelle A. Word of the Day. So let's get to it.
And now the Michelle A. Word of the Day.
Hey, y'all. I need to come up with a catchy phrase for y'all. Like, Cortez has world champions. I need to find a name for y'all. Pray for me on that. I'm going to get to that. Okay, so the word of the day. Again, it could be a single word. It could be a phrase. It could be whatever comes into my noggin. So I was thinking, my word of the day, it comes from, it's based around the scripture, right? So it's based around John 9, verses 1 through 5, right? And kind of the title of my word of the day is, why is this happening to me? Why, Lord? What I do? What I do wrong? You ever go through life, or you ever have a situation where you're like, maybe as the world might call it, a string of bad luck happens to you, or you're maneuvering the best you can, and it seems like for every step you take forward, you take 2 steps back, and sometimes it may cause you to think like, what I do? Right? What I do? Did I do something wrong? Should I, that thing I did with old Fred or Tommy or whoever, should I not have done that? Lord, I stole a pencil in 3rd grade from a neighbor. Should I not have done that? Am I paying for the sins that I did back then? Right now, what's going on? So I wanted to explore this because I think there is a wonderful approach to situations when they happen. Now, this may not be a blanketed thing for every situation in your life that might take a left turn, but it does give room for thought, right? So John chapter 9, verses 1 through 5, and it says, now I'll try to get through this quickly. Now, as Jesus passed by, he saw a man who had been blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, Rabbi, I would have been like, Jesus, but they said, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that, what was the reason why he was born blind? Like, who did it and why, right? So Jesus answered them, and what he said was super duper interesting. He said, neither this man nor his parents have sinned, right? But that the works of God should be revealed in him. Think about that, right? They were thinking this man was blind because maybe he did something wrong. He was blind from birth. So maybe they was like, well, maybe his mom and daddy did something wrong. Maybe he did something wrong in another life, and in actuality, Jesus gave them a very simplistic answer. It wasn't anything he did. It wasn't anything his parents did. It is so the works of God can be revealed in him or through him, right? So think about that thing you might be going through. When you are having your pity party and you're like, woe is me, Lord, why this happened to me? Maybe it's not something that you did. Maybe you shouldn't be asking why, but you should be asking how. Lord, how can you use this situation for your glory? All right, I'm about to go in on y'all. How can you use my situation, Lord? How can this turbulence in my life be used to give you glory? How can you pull glory out of this, right? Because God can take those situations. If we hold on to his undying, his unchanging hand, if we hold on, he can use that very situation that might have seemed very rough and turbulent, and he can't pull glory from it. So again, don't worry about why. Don't spend time worrying about why someone did something, or did you do something wrong? Or if you're looking at your neighbor like you know we do, oh, she going through a tough time. What she do wrong? She didn't do something right. No, maybe God is using my situation to show you something. You just never know. But it's helpful to keep that in mind. So again, I'll be trying to drop a little something. I'll be trying to sprinkle y'all with nuggets. So that's your nugget for today. Get you some sauce. Sit back, kick your feet up, and enjoy that. That was good. This has been your Michelle A. Word of the Day. Boom.
All right. Y'all heard it here first. And the Michelle A. Word of the Day is brought to you by my girl, Kim Teak. She is the purveyor of the pop-up shop with Kim Teak's Boutique. She is her eyewear is amazing. If you are what's called an eyeglass snob like Kim, then you want to be at the boutique at the Trio Banquet Center, 2021 Gulfway Street. That's in St. Charles, Missouri, 63301. That's August 14th, 2021, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. She's got all kinds of deals, prizes, giveaways, specials. Check her out at kimteak.com. I'll put the link in the show notes and in the description. Please support our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, because that's how we keep this show going. Now, it is time that you guys have all been waiting for. Answer in the comments.
Man,
what was the one conversation that you absolutely had to have with your significant other before y'all became significant in each other's lives? There's one, you got to have at least one conversation. We're going to go through a list of them today, but what is that one conversation that had to have, no matter how tough? I got to ask, brother, are you on the down low? I just got to know. I just got to know. Some things you just got to ask. You got to ask a tough question. So Michelle is going to kick us off with the one question or the one conversation that she had to have with her, or in every situation where there was potential for Mr. Right Now to become Mr. Forever.
Right. I would get a husband one day. And these questions I've been asking gonna make sense. Okay. Dang, you got tripped up. He's like, oh dang, she got a husband. Well, she for Mr. Right Now. Well, for Mr. Time Being, for Mr. Until the next one. Well, this is what I be asking jokers. Ladies, you better find out. Ask his brother, do your feet stink? Let me tell you something. Now you might think, okay, like you want to know about listen, deal with a joker with stinky feet and see how real life get. You might think, oh, well, he could put no, it's a very real thing. When you think about it, the time you spend with a person with their shoes off, come on, you deal with stinky feet. When it get hot, you ever smell feet that stink when it's hot?
Yeah,
man, that ain't nothing nice.
Feet up in there.
Man, it ain't nothing nice. And see, some people, if you really love your guy, you can be like, I love heat. I can get him some what's that powder stuff, the Gold Bond. Listen here, that ain't my ministry. Okay, I ain't part of the foot ministry. I wouldn't. Maybe I missed the bus, but no, that's what I gotta know is, do your feet stink, and do you love Jesus? All jokes aside. I really do ask the foot question though, because that's big to me. But I do ask, and I know what's on our list. We're going to get to the list, but I do ask, do you believe in God? And if so, because now to me, there's one God. Yeah. But I know the world we live in, there are many that other folk have. So I have to say, do you believe in God? And most jokers, yeah. Which God do you believe in? We need to talk about that. This is what we need. Right, you hear me? We need to talk about that, because you could be talking about Jesus and they could be talking about something different. A can of cheese whiz in the refrigerator. Yeah. People worship different things, and it's super important to find that out before you get going. I found out that for me, it's just me, you got to be equally yoked. And I've tried to be in relationships with people that didn't believe the same way that I have. Now, this is not to say that I don't think they bad people. I don't think they go on, you know what I'm saying? I don't put judgment on them. At the end of the day, you got to walk out your journey. But I just know when it comes to how I eat, sleep, and breathe, that's my core, my center. So I ain't gonna get too much away because I know it's on our list. But those are my 2 questions.
All right, Myra says, listen, see, y'all smart because y'all ask questions.
There it is. There it is.
Says, what you mean you got to get a divorce? Like, why are we even there? And you told me you got to
wait. Oh, Lisa. Thank you, girl. High five. Bow right there. I have to ask. Here's the thing. I'm sorry if somebody is watching or listening that I might know, but I'm going to put you on blast. You have to ask the men of St. Louis, are you married? Because number one, these jokers won't wear a ring consistently. I had a joker tell me he flirted the whole night and whatever. We done laughed and talked and sang something. He bought a book. Thank you. We done took pictures and did all kind of stuff, just clowning around. And then at the end of the evening, I said, something was the Holy Spirit was like, you better ask him. You better ask him. And so I asked him, I said, are you married? He was like, yeah.
Oh, man.
You done had me go through all the jigger. I went through. Then I said, oh no, boo boo. He talking about something. You knew I was married when I walked up. How would I know? How would I know you was married, boo, when you not wearing a ring? I said, you know what? The devil is a lie. And I got all that. You knew I was married when I was. How would I know if you're not wearing a ring? How would I know? Wow. But he tried to pull the double mind trick on me, and then still was like, but that don't mean nothing. It's complicated. We'll take your complicated on.
I will tell you this. He gangster in his player game because he took pictures.
Matt, right?
What
we
part
all
of the
like
game
we
is that?
But you know what? People walk past thinking we a real couple.
Michelle, 25 years I've been out of the game. But I know that you don't take no pictures, brother.
Thank you.
Yes.
Seriously. Serious.
And we got social media. See, when I was in the game, we didn't have social media. But I knew even 25 years ago, we ain't creating nothing that creates
no evidence.
Proof. I'm paying cash. No, you keep that receipt, brother.
Right.
It don't go down like that.
Right.
And so I'm an old player from the Himalaya. I even remember that out of the player's hand, but we ain't taking no pictures, boo-boo.
People thinking we a real couple. People complimenting y'all look so cute together.
Y'all look good together.
Right. These jokers, I done went to lunch. It's another brother. I went to lunch with this brother. Now, true, I did approach him, but at any time, even if a female approaches you, because sometimes I get out there because return to the back. So I get out there, and even though I approached him, he went all the way through the thing, invited me out to lunch, ain't said boo cat dog about somebody at the crib.
Wow.
And then at lunch, some said, Holy Spirit was like, chill, you better ask. I was like, are you married? I said, I'm a little late since we sitting here eating. I said, but are you married? Yeah, but it's complicated.
Yeah.
You sure got me sitting at a whole table with you, Kiki and a Kai.
Now watch this. Lisa said she was the one who had to get the divorce.
I'm done. I like to put my TV on. Oh, when back in the day when TV used to go off and you get the Neapolitan screen.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah. And watch this. My sugar was still technically married when we connected.
Y'all ladies gangster. I'm gonna be like, y'all, when I grow up, is that the truth? That's how I get a husband. I gotta go get a fake husband to do.
Yeah, you gotta go marry the bad guy to get the good guy.
It's so exhausting.
Right.
So much work.
Yeah. So we just kicked it for a year, and then we actually made it official for a year, and she went through her divorce and got a divorce decree, and then we got married.
I love y'all.
Went on down to the courthouse and was like, hey, and she was pregnant belly and everything, right? With number 2, as a matter of fact.
So y'all been out there just jigging. Y'all been out there sugar shacking.
It got intense real fast, right? We kicked it for a year, and when we made it official, I was like, yeah, this dude left you with 2 babies. I got to outdo this joker, so let's get started right away.
It's like, bing, 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 bing.
So I gave her 3, right? Back to back to back to back. Now I won,
That's what it is. It's like, yeah, sucker, take that. Okay, you winning, winning.
I won. So this is at the referee. I had paid for the divorce. It was contested.
He didn't want to let you go.
He another one until I needed it.
He was like, I ain't letting you go. Okay. But new husband was like, bro, this ain't what you want. He gave up the ghost, I see. There it is.
All right. So what are the conversations, questions, things that absolutely need to come up? For me, I always said, Michelle, as I literally moved to Mississippi to find me a wife. It was 95, so that means I was 21 years old. And how do I know it was 95? Because what determined whether or not I was going to move to Mississippi or not? The OJ trial. I said, if he is not guilty, I'm gone. Lord, give me a sign. If he's guilty, I'm going to stay around St. Louis. I'm going to figure some stuff out. But if he is not guilty, that's a sign that I'm supposed to go to Mississippi. And y'all know the glove didn't fit, so they must have quit. And I packed up my little room and called my brother. I said, hey, man, can I sleep on your couch? He was like, I guess. Okay, open the door. I'm here.
That's black people. I just need a few nights, bro. You got 3 years.
So I moved to Mississippi to find me a wife. Right, that didn't work out too well. But as I was going to find that wife, and just like women, men have checklists. We don't often talk about it, but we had a checklist. I was like, man, I don't want a woman who's got kids already, because I'm the most non-confrontational guy that you would know. And for those of you who don't know, that's a politically correct way to say I'm a punk, right? I don't want no smoke, right? So I'm like, baby daddy drama, I ain't got time for it. I ain't trying to have that in my life. So she can't have no kids. So we got that's off the table. And then I was like, man, you got to understand that I'm a different type of dude, right? Man. I'm not traditional in my thinking. I'm a creative genius, which means that we probably gonna have some businesses along the way and all this kind of stuff. Are you down for a roller coaster type ride of a financial life? Because that's what entrepreneurship is. Yeah. But my love is not going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be strong. It's going to be solid. It's going to be wavering. I'm going to make sure that you have what you need and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted a woman who didn't have any kids. And God was like, hey, I got 2 boys over here who need a daddy. And guess who that's going to be?
Right.
And it's like, oh, and I knew my wife because we went to high school together. But I literally fell in love with my sons before I fell in love with my wife. So that was, it was crazy how it went down. But we had some of those conversations. She was a Christian. She knew I was raised up in Christianity, while at the time, though, I was looking at other religions. I was other belief systems and that kind of stuff. Wow. And I was like, you're going to have to go with me on this kind of journey. This is kind of like, I don't know where I am at my faith right now. And this is what it is. Right. So
that's so scary. That is so scary. Just real quick, put just a comment on that. That's so scary, because I meet a lot of men that are where you were at that time, right? Where they're like, well, I grew up in it, but and they're trying to find themselves spiritually. So they start embracing all these other worldviews. I'm solid where I am. I'm staying. I am like Jennifer Holiday.
Right.
I'm staying. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna love me.
And you.
There it is. So that's a scary place. But I've kudos to Lee for riding it out with you. You know what I'm saying? For her being strong enough to say, okay, you can kind of figure this out, but we're gonna line up. I'd be like, because I ain't got no time for you to be trying to pull my cart into your lane.
All right, you got a good question here. Beverly says, on your journey through looking for a wife, Cortez, did you ever reflect on the past hurts that women have pushed into your life? Wow. Like the lying or the cheating or the false names or false phone numbers, that rejection from that. Did you consider any of that? No, but here's why, Beverly, because that never happened to me. So what I did consider, though, is I'm ready to settle down. And what was on my mind was karma. It's like, man, this get back could be very, very real, because I was wilding. I was a wild dude. When it came to the ladies, I was like, hey, man, this is when I got with my high school sweetheart, did her wrong. And then because I did her wrong, I got real gangster with it. And I was like, hey, we gonna kick it. And I want friends with benefits and don't expect anything. You down? You not? Next. And I was on this train of really just being a grown male, but I was so far from a man that it wasn't even funny, right? So when I started looking to settle down, I was like, and that was one of the reasons that I chose my wife, and thank God she chose me, because I saw her in high school. She was with a guy who was, you know, in the streets and wasn't the most faithful and all that kind of stuff, but she was very loyal to him. And I was like, man, so if I come correct, and if she can be loyal to that dude, and I come correct, and I have my stuff in order, and I'm not stepping out, and I'm being the man that I know I'm capable of, then how much more would she love me, right? So that was kind of the thing. But I was scared to death of the karma that will come back in my life based on how I was treating women from the age of 17 to about 20, 21 years old. And that did play a role. Not so much how they treated me in the past, but how I had treated them in the past. That was scary for me.
Look it up. I want to camp on to her question. So did you ever, that like her question that she had for you specifically as a male, did you ever, if you didn't have those situations yourself, did you ever think about her in relation to those questions? Did you think about the folks that had done her wrong, the hurt she had been through, the, you know, did you think about it from her perspective?
I did, because I was like, one of the things that I always knew in the back of my mind is that when I decide to be a man, I can be the best at it, right? But when I went down that path, I said, listen, if there's anybody who deserves a real man in their lives, it is her.
Wow. Aww.
Right. And that's kind of what helped straighten me up to a degree. It was like, even though I said I was through playing, you kind of not always through playing until you got a reason to stop playing. Right. And I was like, there is no way in hell I'm messing this up.
Aww,
like I literally am out of my league. And it's like when you that dude who gets the prom queen and you coming from a nerd background, it's like, no, I don't mess that up. There's nothing that I'm going to do to mess that up, because I know I dated up. Right. And that was significant for me. But I did. And that was one of the things I was like, man, I know how women could hold on to past hurts, and I don't ever want to cause any of that. And that's why understanding that women need security, that's why her thumb unlocks my phone to this day, and all of those things, because it's like I'm trying to make sure that you know that this is me and you only, right? And this is it, right? This ain't you my number one, right? Like I used to do. Hey, you my number one. Okay, boo. You ain't my only one though, but you my number one.
Right. Yeah.
No,
that's the one and
only. You the one and only. That's a different conversation. Yeah.
Aw. You want to write a book about that? I said I wasn't gonna cry. Let's get to the list.
Yeah,
you want to hit number one?
That's why she always says it's easier for men to treat women that way, because women don't know who they are. They do not know their value, and they are out of place. You are so right. And I'll say this, men know that, because there were certain women that I preyed on because of I knew their confidence was down. I knew their self-worth was down. You don't try. I tried that with a young lady, and she like, boy, if you don't go somewhere,
When you get a real one. When you get a so glad you said that, sis. So glad. I talk about that topic and so many other topics in my new book. Who in the heck do you think you are? Just to piggyback, just on what you said, women, we don't know ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't take, not only do we not know ourselves, but we don't take the time to get to know ourselves. Because I'm telling you, once you do, you'll cut out a lot of that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might entertain foolishness a little bit. That's because I like entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, I'm like, dude, if you don't go on with that BS. Right. Because it's not gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? And most dudes, like you just kind of said, most dudes, when they can't cut the mustard, they know they out their lane. And they know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not better than anyone, but I'm as good as anyone. You know what I'm saying? And they realize that, okay, I could be out of their lane because they realize I'm not willing to do all that you're doing. Okay, bye-bye. There it is. There it is.
When you know, as a man, you know almost immediately what she will and will not put up with.
There it is.
It's almost immediate, right? When you're that dude in the club and you know exactly what you're looking for, you know what it is. It's just like a good fisherman. A good fisherman knows what fish are in the pond that he's in. And because he knows what fish are there, he knows exactly what bait to use to catch the fish that are there, right? So if I go to this part of the pond, I know there's nothing but bass who hang out in this type of water. So guess what? There's a certain type of lure that catches bass, right? If I go to this part of the pond, there's catfish over here. Well, guess what? Catfish are bottom feeders. They eat anything. So I know exactly that anything I drop down in this water, I can catch me a catfish. But I can't do that over here with the bass. And that's exactly what we do when we walk into a situation. We already know who we can pull these and play these games on, right? There's certain scars, women, that you wear that you don't even realize. And when we see those scars, we like, oh yeah. Like we was listening to John Legend has a song with one of my favorite rappers of all time, Andre 3000 from Outkast, right? And he's rapping in the song and he said, one thing you didn't consider is that I heard you when you told your homegirls, ooh, he could get it, right? So when we see those scars, we like, oh yeah, she can get it. I know exactly what to dangle in front of her, and boom, you know, it's that type of deal, right? It's unfortunate, but this is where a strong two-parent household creates the balance in our little girls as they grow. And you can't, when you see and you have lived with a real man that has raised you all your life, it's hard to fall for the okie doke, because it's like, no, ain't no way that my dad would have done anything like that to my mom, right? I have a niece going through some stuff right now, and I'm like, you're going through a lot of the same stuff that your mom went through because you didn't get a chance to see or feel the love from a real man and a protector. And so now some of the things that you're going through is what I call phony masculinity. And the world is creating this fake man, this TV man, and everybody puts that picture of that man as their representative. But deep down, man, they just some grown up old boys is what they are.
You know what? This whole subtopic could be a whole show on its own. I just 2 quick points, because you shouldn't be saying such insightful stuff, bro. Hey, number one, insecurity does have a look, and brothers can see it. So ladies, when you're out and they can see the lack of self-confidence. They can see the insecurity in the way you walk. They can see it in the way that your posture, in the way that you sit. I've had more brothers tell me, probably within the last maybe year, that I kind of wanted to, but you're so confident. Your walk is so strong. Oh yeah, because my walk used to be weak. You know what I'm saying? But I walk with my head up, and I try to walk. And here's the thing, I'm not even gonna say I try to walk. but the walk that I exude is strong, and there's a strength in it, and I don't walk with my head down anymore. When I sit with my shoulders up, and I'm looking around the room. I'm not sitting like this looking to see who look. No. I'm looking around the room because I'm confidently looking at my atmosphere. I'm not afraid to look at my atmosphere anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole thing. And then the whole two-parent households are ideal. However, daddies being in their daughters' lives to a degree where it helps her establish security as a young lady, that's the key point. So whether daddy is in the house, which is ideal, or out the house, fellas, you got to have that relationship with your daughter. I lived it. And if you don't, it's a cycle. I didn't get it from my dad. My daughters didn't get it from their dads, and they have fallen into some of the same traps that I've fallen into. And it is a fact that if you have never seen healthy love, if you've never seen a healthy monogamous relationship between a man and a woman, you won't know what to look for when you get in a relationship yourself. You know, that's why we get in with good men and we push them away. They slow, they boring, they this. You don't know what love is, boo, because you've never seen it and you've never had it. You know what I'm saying? I recommend for my oldest daughter, she's been with her guy off and on about a year or so, but coming up on 2 years. And he gonna be my son-in-law. I know he is. However, I encourage them to get counseling. Like they need to get, they're not married, but they do need to get relationship counseling. Because he did come up in a two-parent household with mama and daddy still together, yada yada yada. She did not. Now there's not to say that there's not dysfunction on his end. You know what I'm saying? But there's dysfunction on hers. I know it because I was there. So that counseling, I feel like, will help her discover what healthy love is. And people know that. If you ain't never had it, you don't know what it look like. Not
and help them get to some of the conversations that they need to be having now.
Absolutely.
I think one of the issues, and we got to take a quick break, but one of the issues is we literally become significant to other people before we've had significant conversations with those people. And it really is. This is what leads to, oh man, I got a baby daddy that I got to live with for the rest of my life. And once I got to know this joker, there's no way I would have ever laid down with him.
Ever.
But we became significant before we had significant conversations. We didn't get past the representative. And the representative is who you thought your baby daddy is. No, that ain't him.
That wasn't him. It was not him.
And ladies, let me tell you something. We can bring that representative strong.
Man,
I know yet I don't know. Some guys can't, but most guys can bring that representative strong for 6 to 12 months.
They can't. Them the pros right there.
For 6 to 12 months, I can bring that representative because it's part of the game. We're trying to lock down a situation where I got a woman who's doing good. She's straight. I know she's going to go buy a house. She's always in a nice car. So I need to lock that down. And if it takes me 12 months, this is an investment. It takes me 12 months to lock that down. I might be able to ride good and sleep good for the next 12 years. Because I ain't no real man. I'm just an adult boy. Right. So we got to take a quick break, and we promise y'all we're going to get through some of these questions that you need to talk to your mate about. So let's get to, let's go pay some bills real quick.
What's up, St. Louis? Listen, I see you've been checking out some of my videos on how to build generational wealth. Here's the real key. If you're going to build wealth in America, you must find 1 or 2 ways to get paid for 1 or 2 things that you love to do, and then build systems around those things so that you don't become a slave to your business, but you then start earning true passive income. Listen, I've got a book and online course called the Monetize My Life Influencer Bundle. The book will teach you how to identify your gifts, talents, and special abilities and turn those things into income by packaging and presenting them to the marketplace. The course will teach you how to use social media and build systems just like this video around your products and services so that you can earn that passive income. All you got to do is click the link around this video and get yourself the Monetize My Life Influencer Bundle today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. We're talking relationships and all that kind of stuff. I know Michelle wanted to say something about my logo.
Come on, logo. You better come on, logo. I was like, what God do it? Boy, that's when you know. That's when you see the word strong right there, boy. That's the manifestation.
Yeah, that's right.
The word right there.
That's right. That's right. So we're talking these conversations that you need to have, right? And I always say, and I got nieces. I didn't have my little princess I was trying to have, but I try to tell my nieces, you gotta see a man when he's upset. You gotta see him when he's mad. You gotta see him when he's sad. You gotta see him when he's angry. You gotta see him when he's hurting, because all of that plays a part into your relationship. Because guess what? At some point in your relationship, he's going to be upset with you. You need to know how he responds when he's upset. At some point in your relationship, he's going to be sad. He's going to lose someone he loves. He's going to lose. It's going to be sad. Does he drink himself into a coma when he gets sad? You need to know these things, right? Yeah. At some point, he's going to be hurt. How does he respond when he's hurt? And can you deal with that, right? It says for better or for worse. What if, hey, when I'm hurt, I drink a little wine? Okay, I can deal with that. But I'm in my mind saying for better or worse. If this gets worse and he goes from drinking a little wine when he's hurt to drinking a bottle of vodka every night because he's hurting every night because of what the world does to us as Black men sometimes, can I deal with that? Is that something I want to stick around with? So take your time allowing someone to become significant in your life, because as women, when they become significant, it's hard for you to cut it off. It's hard for you to not care after you've allowed someone to become significant in your life.
You better know if he's an alcoholic. That's what he tried. Ladies, that's what he tried to say. Is this joker a drunk? Is he an alcoholic? You better find out. Is he taking to the bottle when he can't handle life's problems?
What do you drink? How often do you drink it?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't got bottles of water in the fridge, but he got bottles of Patron, this could be a problem.
Listen, and you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention.
You better see.
This dude said, oh, I only drink occasionally. But every time you're with him, he's ordering something.
Look, I say that.
Yeah, I have a good day now and then. But then y'all went out 5 nights in a row, and every night he ordered double shots.
Hey, the judgment.
This ain't now and again. This is every day, Jigga.
5 shots during the week don't make nobody no alcoholic, sir. Dang.
I'm just saying it didn't line up with what you said. You said you drink occasionally. What is the occasion? Every day. Get dark. That's the occasion.
I'm celebrating life. I keep waking up. Duh.
All right. So one question you should ask or talk about is urban versus rural living preferences. Will you have a major impact? Will have a major impact on your future? Does your partner dream of living in a rural area and owning a farm, or do they wish for the life in a big city with a penthouse? And for me, I'm a hybrid, right? I was born in the South, raised in St. Louis. So the one thing that I love about St. Louis is I can literally drive 30 to 40 minutes in any direction and be in as much country as I can stand, right? Literally, if I drive to the south, to the west, I'll be out in Wentzville, Wright City, and all those places. It's rural as you can get out there, right? So I'm in kind of a perfect place for me. I can be in the city, or I can just take a quick 30-minute drive and I can kind of be more country, more fresh air, more trees, more ground, all that kind of stuff. So, but my sugar, we moved to Tupelo, Mississippi for a few months, and boy, she was having a time. She born and raised in St. Louis, so she like, Jigga, this is too slow for me.
I ain't no country girl. Come on now. I would have did the same thing. I think I would have did the same thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, Farmer in the Dale. When you at that, you start off. I said, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
He pulled out his straw hat and his overalls. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So number 2, we just touched on this earlier. Religion. Okay, it is super duper important. How religious is your partner? Is religion a large part of their life? And does it dominate their decisions? You may not be comfortable with discussing religion, but it is important to talk about it. It's important. It's important. It's important. I've left many jigger on the side of the road with their flashes on because I'm like, hey, I can't. When you know who you are spiritually and it drives you, right, to do what thus said the Lord, or to attempt, right? Because ain't nobody perfect. Players screw up. But when you are driven by that, when that's your core, when I get into trouble, I pray. When the stress comes, I pray. When I'm happy, I pray. You know what I'm saying? So worship and prayer and praise, those are my core. You know what I'm saying? That's my core and that's my go-to. So if I'm dealing with a guy and his go-to is fleshly, I'm going to get mad and bust somebody's head. I'm going to get mad and I'm going to bust a window. I'm not going, because that ain't how I operate. And I told somebody this, and it was a very tricky discussion because they thought I was very mean. But I said, here's the thing: if we both on the battlefield and you get injured, and I'm not, I have to self-preserve first so I can help you, right? But I can't. If we both injured, who do I serve? Who am I helping if we both down? You know what I'm saying? So I can't. I just told him I can't drag you to safety. I can't. And a lot of times from the spiritual standpoint, men want you to teach them. They want you to preach them. They want you to grow them up spiritually, right? Now, I'm not saying that if you're in a relationship, people commenting on this, please comment on this. I'm not saying that if you are married, then yes, your ministry is to your husband. Booyah, all day long. But if you are not married and that man doesn't have a foundation with God, peace out, right? Yeah. Because if you can't teach him. It's possible, but it will drain you. You know what I'm saying? Because I played that role before where, I'm not, but you gonna be my lifeline. Not I'm trying to get to know God for myself or find my way, kind of like you were like, I need to find my way. You're not trying to do that for yourself. You're trying to hook up to the proverbial, sorry, Lord, you're trying to hook up to the proverbial teeth and suck me dry. It for a woman that gets hard, we were created to help you. We weren't created to teach, to lead, that wasn't why God created us. We are helpmates. So if you're over here getting it for yourself, I can encourage it. I can boost you on it. I can help, what I'm saying? I can help feed what you're getting from hopefully another responsible male, or even a female, for female pastors, but I can't be the person to lead you, teach you, grow you up spiritually. I've tried it, and for me, it takes too much. You got to bring that to the table, especially when you deal with a woman that knows her purpose. You got to bring that to the table.
Absolutely.
Rant over.
and also not just spiritual beliefs, right? You got to understand beliefs in general.
Worldview.
How does this person believe? What are your beliefs?
Yes.
Right? Do you believe in whooping the children or not?
Absolutely.
Because that comes up. Do you believe in your woman having a drink when she's out? Do you believe in your woman hanging out with single friends? You got to understand how a person believes in general, but definitely their faith walk. You got to be on the same page there. Number 3, children. Does your partner want children? How many? Right? Told my wife I want about 10 of them jokers. And when that third one comes, she has a joke. She said, listen, when the first one came, so that makes 3 for us total. That was my first. My son Latif is my first biological, but she had 2 already. So that makes 3. So I'm whistling Dixie in the hospital. By the time that last one came, Armand, which is my baby boy, she told me she was pregnant. She's like, huh? She's like, I thought you wanted 10. that excitement after 5 was like, oh, okay.
Okay, right. He was like, again? No. You the one did it. Why does this keep happening?
Have the children conversation. Do you want them? How many do you want? Can we start talking boundaries and establishing parenting styles.
Yep.
And I'll say this, guys, you also too have to leave room for evolution. Right? We are going to grow as people. Information changes situations. You're going to get around as you are together, different informations, and you can't be mad at me if I evolve to a place where I change my mind. Yeah, I said I didn't want no kids, but now I do. Deal with it. I mean, we got to have this conversation. I didn't at first. Now I do. When we started this thing 5 years ago, I was certain I didn't want no kids. Now things have changed in my life. I don't know if it's the ecosystem biology, because I've been hanging around friends with kids, but now I am 100% certain that I do want kids. How do we handle that kind of situation?
I love that. Plan for change. I love that. Number 4, this should have been yours, but finances. You know, you have to be, man, when I tell you, you gotta be honest. See, here's the thing, when you talk about the representative, so many people, men and women, because women have just as many representatives as men, you have to be honest about finances. You know, ask those questions. It was taboo to ask, what's your credit score? You know, people say it in a joking manner, but I need to know if you got a 450. I need to know if you got a 750. Hey, boo. But it's important to discuss that. You know, now just because a person might have a 650 credit score doesn't mean they're not paying their bills. They could have fell into hard times or things could have happened. And it doesn't mean that if they have an 800 credit score that they're phenomenal. Yeah, it means that they have the ability to handle their finances, but there could be a whole string of other things going on behind that, right? So it's really important to discuss the finances, who's going to be in charge of the finances. I offer that up quick when I get it to, you know, I've gotten in the past a couple of times I thought I was going to get married. I was like, look here, player, I know me in numbers. It's not my thing. So give me my stipend. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind being a St. Louis housewife. Give me my stipend. You go pay the bills. You go do the rest of that. So, but great discussions I have. You
gotta have them. And then again, pay attention, people. If every time this person gets paid, they beeline to the mall, I'm just saying that's a pattern. That's a habit. That is, I'm just saying, pay attention. Not what they say. Oh yeah, I'm good with money. I'm responsible. But you just told me that you knew your rent was due, but at the same time you went on vacation with your girls. Now you asking me, do I got something on your rent? No, I don't got nothing on your rent, because you took your rent money and you went on vacation. Now there's a consequence for that, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so pay attention, right?
Absolutely.
So we had a couple more of these guys. I'll tell you where you can go get this whole document is if you join Michelle's group. Hey, ladies, I'm gonna put the link in the comments. If you join the group, you can download this from the file section. There's a few more of these that we did not get to, but it is time. We've got to go. So we appreciate all the comments, all the love. This was fun for us, as always. Till we talk to y'all next time, we want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.